Hi, good morning. Okay, so I used to work in a hotel where we had to make coffee over and over, and like you didn't have time to rinse the grounds out of this thing. So I wanted to show you my technique for throwing old coffee grounds away with a filter. So I can't hold it over the trash. I'm just gonna do it on my cutting board. But basically, instead of like dumping it or something, you grab one corner of the paper, you hold it at like a 45-degree angle, and then you just kind of slide it into the trash. And it's like a boop motion. And then as far as making your second, third, fourth, etc. pot of coffee, your coffee pot, if it has coffee residue in it, will contaminate the water receptacle in the coffee. So you actually do want to use a different clean water pitcher or any kind of container that has only ever had water in it to fill your coffee pot. Also, especially because if this glass carafe is hot and you introduce a different temperature water to it, it will shatter and you will have glass in the sink and you will be shopping at the thrift store or online looking for a replacement carafe. So every standard drip coffee pot always has the same markings on the water receptacle, so you can actually see how much water you're putting in here. And lastly, I just wanted to say that when you put the filter in, you want to make sure it's even so the grounds don't spill over. And then when you do put the grounds in there, you want to shake it so that they go kind of flat. That will also help it brew more, I guess, evenly. You know, like if you have a pile of grounds in the middle, it's different. I don't know how to explain it or why, but I just have learned to do that over the years. And the other thing is measurement. So if you prefer normal coffee, then the 1-to-1 measurement is fine, and that means for every number on your measurement on the water, whether you're using the pitcher or the side of the coffee pot's water carafe, it says, you know, usually 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 if you have a 12-pot coffee pot. So like if you're gonna do a full pot of 12, then you want to do 12 1-ounce scoops of coffee. But for me, I like my coffee really strong. I grew up drinking French roast with my mom, and these days I only like French roast, Italian roast, or espresso roast beans, and that has something to do with how dark and intense the flavor is. Actually, medium and lighter roast coffee has a higher caffeine level, but it's about the flavor for me. So anyway, I will still do a 1-to-1 measurement, but I do a heaping spoonful on each, and I highly recommend you actually buy a coffee scoop. Where is mine anyway? Probably right here. This is my coffee scoop from Caroline's Coffee, and this is actually a 2-ounce coffee scoop. And you can see it is bigger than a tablespoon, regular, you know, large dinner spoon size. So if you are using some kind of regular spoon, you just want to probably do like 3 of these for every one of these. But my coffee measure actually measures 2 ounces instead of 1. So when I'm doing my scoops, I count 2, 4, 6. So if I'm gonna make a half a pot of coffee up to the 6th line, then I'll scoop out 2, 4, 6, each one being a heaping measurement, like so. And then at the end, just to make sure the coffee tastes nice and strong, I'll just put like another half a scoop extra. So coffee is very forgiving about how you measure it, but once you get it down the way you like your measurements, then you're just going to want to do that sort of mathematically, because everybody's different. And if you get a job at Starbucks or some other coffee shop as a barista, they will teach you their specific measurements, and I don't remember what it is at Starbucks. So maybe it's 1-to-1, maybe it's 2-to-1. I think it's 1 ounce of coffee for every 1 cup of water, but like I said, that doesn't cut it for me, so I put a little more. Anyway, that's my advice on how to use an old school drip coffee machine for a crowd.